Thank you for coming out this morning. I am dressed extraordinarily casual for obvious reasons. A heat wave that has already broken records in the west and in the southwest of our nation has now arrived here in Indiana and in Indianapolis. Along with the severe heat, our city's Office of Sustainability has declared today a no-zone action day. So what should those who are listening in and watching in do? In short, avoid being outside whenever possible throughout today and perhaps tomorrow as well. The heat is oppressive, and I think you're experiencing that. It will near or reach triple digits. That also means that the air quality becomes a concern. If you must be outside, stay shaded and stay hydrated. A no-zone action day also means that ground level ozone will be at a level that threatens the health, particularly of our vulnerable populations, including children, the elderly, and those with any health issues that affect the lungs in particular. I want to remind everyone, especially those without access to air conditioning, that you do have cooling centers available to you for no fee. That includes more than 20 branches of the Indianapolis-Marion County Public Library, as well as family centers and other indoor facilities at our Indianapolis public parks. For short-term relief from the heat, for the first time this year, residents can access 6 Indy Parks swimming pools for free, or take advantage of even more splash pads. But remember, even when you go to a pool, even when you go to a splash pad, stay in the shade and drink plenty of water. It's dangerous. And don't forget the following 4 advisories we make during any no-zone action day or heat wave. First, please check on our older adults and our older neighbors and our older residents. Second, keep your pets cool. Third, avoid any work that requires you to be outdoors. Stay inside. And fourth, avoid using a personal vehicle if you can. On days like this, every bit helps to reduce carbon emissions and reduce traffic as well. So before I pass it to our next speaker, let me begin or conclude my portion by saying thank you. Thank you to all of Indianapolis's emergency responders. They are here to help Indianapolis residents get through a very uncomfortable and a potentially dangerous, hazardous day like the one we are about to endure and perhaps even into later this week. So, I don't mean to sound like Debbie Downer, but this is serious stuff, and it requires a serious response. So I'm proud to introduce Phyllis Boyd, the head of our Parks and Recreation Department. Phyllis.
Thank you, Mayor Hogsett and fellow city partners. I'm Phyllis Boyd, your Indy Parks Director, and it's really a great day to be at Arsenal Park as we pull together the needed resources for the people that we serve across the city. We take that service very seriously and know the value of having safe spaces to play, discover, and stay cool during these hot summer days. So I just want to take a closer look at what's available for cooling areas in our parks. Our 11 family centers will offer programs, activities, and air-conditioned spaces Monday through Saturday at various times. We encourage the park visitors to verify location and hours and options by calling 317-327-PARK. That's 317-327-PARK. Details will also be available online at parks.indy.gov. The pools really are a perfect cooling off spot with the added bonus of free admission this summer. And currently our summer pools will include Bethel, Frederick Douglass, Garfield, Perry, Thatcher, and Willard parks. These spaces will welcome park visitors Wednesday through Sundays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the first swim session and from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the second swim session. It's likely that we'll be announcing a few more pool openings as soon as we hire and place new lifeguards. And let's not forget about our splash pads. They are free for everyone to come to, and there's one here at Arsenal Park. They operate daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. if it's a recirculating splash pad, like the one here at Arsenal and the one at Windsor Park. These spaces are really an easy way to enjoy the hot days while also exploring our city parks. We have plenty of shade also with our beautiful trees, so take advantage of it. It's definitely going to be a hot and great summer in Indy Parks, from concerts and movies, day camps, pools, splash pads, and really a lot more. We are really grateful for the opportunity to welcome park visitors and their families. So I would like to end with just having you welcome Jacob Spence, Director of the Indy Emergency Management Division. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Jacob Spence, Director of Emergency Management for Marion County. The National Weather Service has issued an excessive heat warning for today starting at 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. tonight. Additionally, there is a heat advisory through Wednesday, June 15th at 9 p.m. Also, the National Weather Service is advising that they're seeing what will probably be a slightly warmer summer for the entirety of the season. So now is the time to plan ahead and look at all of your summer safety tips. Marion County Emergency Management has been in communication with their partner agencies, both governmental, public, private, and volunteer, to assist with any needs that they may have, and will continue to monitor the situation closely as it continues. Residents are encouraged to take extra precautions to protect the safety of themselves and those around them, and keep these important safety tips in mind. Stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, check on relatives and neighbors, especially the elderly or those without access to air conditioning. Avoid strenuous outdoor activities. If you must be outside, take breaks in a shaded or air-conditioned area if possible, and take breaks frequently. Know the signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke, and seek medical attention if symptoms occur, and call 911 if you need assistance. Look before you lock. Pay attention when locking up vehicles to ensure there are no children or pets left inside. Unfortunately, in this day and age, it's easy to become distracted and not realize that you do have your child or your pet with you sometimes. At these temperatures, a vehicle can become lethal in a matter of minutes, and once that starts to set in, it becomes hard to get it to rectify the effects. Bring pets indoors and check on all outdoor animals and make sure they have plenty of water to drink. Perform preventative maintenance on HVAC systems, such as replacing your filters to reduce strain on units, and also raise your thermostat a couple of degrees to also help reduce the strain on the unit. Those in need of non-emergency resources or any type of assistance can call Indiana 211 by dialing 211. Additional heat safety information can be found at the National Weather Service website, weather.gov/safety/heat. Thank you.
We'll take a couple questions.
Yes, I have a question regarding the pools. How soon, I know you guys are seeking more lifeguards in order to open more pools, but how soon do you think we'll see another pool open?
We hope to open at least one or two more by this coming weekend. As we're filling pools, we're also finding some maintenance issues for several that need to be rectified before we can get them open, but we're trying to open them as fast as we can.
Are there a couple pools that have more priority over others, would you say?
I would say it's really related to staffing, and that's how we're going, and we're doing the best we can to get them open as fast as we can. Yeah.
So I guess when you say maybe like a couple more pools soon, are there any names in mind currently, potentially?
I don't want to give those out just in case we don't open them, and so I don't want to set up expectations that we can't meet.
And would Indy Parks, by any chance, be offering any free water bottles or just water? I guess besides perhaps water fountain, but just anything like that.
We can look into it. Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anything
How
else?
many pools do we have when all of them are open and fully functioning?
If we had all of them open, we'd have 17.
So you're still trying to staff all 17? Everybody's having trouble with labor right
Yeah.
now, but what's been the difficulty in getting those staffed?
It's an issue across the nation with lifeguards. It's just getting the applicants in, and that's the main thing. We just don't have enough applicants, and then we have to make sure they can pass the lifeguard test. And you may have 10 applicants, but only 1 or 2 will be able to pass the test.
Mayor, I'm sure you saw the study that came out, I believe, last week, might be the week before, raising concerns about the power grid in the Midwest. What have you seen along those lines, and do you have concerns that even folks who do have air conditioning may not be able to rely on it?
Well, that's why we're emphasizing, for example, as the doctor indicated, residents keeping their level of temperature within their homes at perhaps higher than would normally be the case, just so that the grid is not excessively strained. And I know that that's a very difficult request because people want to stay as cool as they can possibly be. But in times, dangerous times like the ones that we're facing now, if we together as a city, instead of dialing your AC down to 68, 69, 70, whatever you feel is appropriately cool for summertime, keep it several degrees higher. I know when I left my house today, I left my gauge on 75 or 76 with plenty of water for my pets. And frankly, I'll probably be going home midday to check on my pets and several of my neighbors who am concerned about. And it's that kind of comprehensive sensitivity that I think will help us get through these particular several days that are ahead of us. As the doctor said, the National Weather Service is predicting a warmer than normal summer throughout the summer. So practicing these safety tips, talking about these safety tips, reminding people about these safety tips today is an important first step in keeping people safe throughout the summer.
To anticipate my next question, given that we are expecting a hot summer, is there a cumulative effect? If we have a heat wave next week, and then another one the week after, another one a few days after, is that the kind of thing where people lose some resistance or lose some alertness? Is it the equivalent of one snowstorm after another in winter?
Well, I would just simply say that, look, as long as the forecasters and the weather service are telling us to watch out for the heat, it's a responsibility of the city, like we are doing this morning, to remind people exactly that and to re-emphasize what we're hearing from the experts. And so one of the reasons why we ask you all here today is because today and tomorrow are predicted to be extraordinarily difficult days. I mean, am I overstating it that we might be in triple figures in terms of the heat index? That's a very high number and a dangerous number. And we'll come out as often as necessary to remind people that we are enduring a hotter than normal winter. Just as you say, Eric, like we try to do whenever we know we're going to get a stretch of bad winter weather. But don't get me started on the winter weather. That's a topic for another day.
All right. With the next few days, is there something you're more concerned about than something else?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just very important that I don't want to be misinterpreted. I'm not, as mayor, asking everyone just to stay inside all day, like, for example, a COVID lockdown. That's not what we're suggesting. We're just simply saying it's common sense that only go outside if you have to, and you may have to. If you want to get outside in our parks and play, that's perfectly appropriate. Just make sure that our kids are taking breaks and staying hydrated and getting underneath the shade with some regularity. Avoid strenuous work outside. And again, I know that's easier said than done because many people depend on jobs that require them to be outside. But responsible employers know they're not going to put their workforce at risk of heat exhaustion. That just makes it more difficult for them to ultimately get the work done. So a wide variety of different common sense approaches will keep us all safe. We'll get through these days. And then, Eric, to repeat, if we run into a stretch of extraordinarily hot weather later this month or in the month of July and August, the city and the Parks Department and emergency management will remain vigilant in helping our neighbors know when they need to be extra careful. Thank you.